Hello, all you folks out there in the land of Access Framingham TV. I'm Nick Paganella of Nick's Corner TV, and welcome and thank you. Today, we have an influential and absorbing guest, a retired U.S. Army veteran and also a retired local Framingham police officer. Our guest today is Robert Downing. How are you today, Robert?
Good afternoon, Nick.
Good. Can I call you Bob?
Yes.
Good, good. Are you local here, or were you born in Framingham?
Yes, I was born and raised in Framingham, over by the country club.
And your school's right here?
Yes, I actually started out at Lincoln School on Lincoln Street, and then Lincoln closed, and I went to Brophy for elementary school, and then I went to Bob Berry for middle school, and then I went to Framingham South, the old Framingham South, for high school.
Well, it's very interesting that you had all your time right here, and here you are after a few decades still in Framingham.
Yes, still in Framingham. The only time I left was when I was in the military.
Oh, you joined the military, yes.
I did, yes.
And where do you serve?
It was in the United States Army for 22 years.
22 years?
Yes.
Well, you retired.
I did.
Where did you serve?
I started out at Fort Benning, Georgia for basic training, and then I was stationed in Fort Ord, California. And then after that, when I left, I served in the reserves, and I was in Lewiston, Maine, and I was in Providence, Rhode Island.
And what did you do after discharge?
While I continued being a Framingham police officer.
And you're doing that now?
I retired approximately a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Okay, well, let's get back to the military. Now that I've got a little bit of overview of what you did in the last 50 years. And let's get back to the military. You said you did your basic. And what military memory do you think about? What military memory do you think about?
Oh, I have several. Like I said, I did basic training at Fort Benning, Georgia. I served at Fort Ord, California. I'd never been to California before, and Monterey, California was absolutely gorgeous. And while I was there, actually, I was mobilized to the Rodney King riots as an active duty unit, which is unusual. Well, not nowadays. And then when I went to drill sergeant school while I was in the reserves, and in 2004 I was in Iraq for a full year, from 2004 to 2005.
Were you still in the military when you deployed back to the States? Did you still stay in the military, or did you get out when you returned
No,
back?
I came back. I got bumped. At the time, I was trying to leave my drill sergeant unit to go military intelligence, and the reason why I ended up in Iraq is because I was non-MOS qualified. I wasn't military intelligence qualified, so they were looking for infantry or people of that caliber to go overseas, and that's what bumped me to Iraq. So to answer your question, when I came back from Iraq, I got promoted to Master Sergeant E8 into Lewiston, Maine.
What does MOS mean?
That's a great question. Military Occupational Specialty, which is your job.
Okay, everybody in the military, at least in the Army, has an MOS, a military occupational
Yes, when you
specialty.
join, you sign up for a specific job. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people ask sometimes, what are you talking about with an MOS? What does that mean?
Yes.
They think it's a hamburger down there at the Dunkin' Donuts or something like that.
Yes, it's your job. It's a typical military acronym.
And what did your time in the military teach you? Well, that's a big bite to chew, and it's an easy question to ask.
Well, it taught me.
What did your time in the military teach you?
It taught me how to be a team player, because you had to work as a team to get your mission done. Loyalty, selfless service. Hence, I serve on the Veterans Council. How to be disciplined, physical fitness. I'm a firm believer in physical fitness. those things. I mean, you try to be a disciplined person and do the right thing.
Why did you join the branch of the United States Army?
Well, that's an interesting question. I don't want you to hold it against me, because when I originally after high school, I went to Westfield State for 4 years for a criminal justice degree, and I was determined to join the military. And I originally checked with the Marines, but the Marines only wanted to do a 4-year contract, and I didn't want to do a 4-year contract, and they offered the rank of E1. And I went to the Army, and they offered me a 2.5-year infantry contract, and I went in the Army as an E4 specialist with the military degree.
An E4? You started with an E4?
I started as an E4, yes.
Oh, who do you think you are? Something special or what? Everybody else starts as an E1.
Oh, yes.
By the way, what does E1 stand for?
E1 is a private.
E stands for enlisted.
Yes.
First grade, the bottom of the stairs.
Well, they tried to get me to go OCS, Officer Basic Candidate School, yes, because I already had my degree. But like I said, I just wanted to stick to my 2.5-year contract.
Okay, then they gave you credit for the degree you had.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Did you get any backlash from the other people when you were doing basic that you had an E4 rank and they had an E1?
Well, the drill sergeants didn't like it, and then actually when I went to my duty station in Fort Ord, California, funny story, they thought I was part of the military police officers, or I forget the acronym, to be honest with you right now, the CID. They thought I was trying to infiltrate the unit and provide information, so people didn't really like me at first, because like I said, they saw the fact that I was an E4 and I didn't earn my rank.
Yeah, it's a very interesting question.
But it's not uncommon, and if you have some college credit, you can go in as an E2, E3, so it's something that's common in the military.
Okay. And then after the military, you went into the police officers situation.
Yeah, so I got off of active duty on St. Patrick's Day of March 17th of 1994, and then I took the police exam, and short time thereafter, I was in the police academy in September 25th of 1995.
Who was the, I should say this, I'll reword this, why did you choose the law enforcement as a career?
I just always wanted to be a police officer, and that's why I didn't stay longer in the military. I could have stayed in the military and made a career, because at the time I was doing really well, because I went to Ranger School and my infantry background was excelling, but I just wanted to come home, see my family, and just be a friend, being a police officer or be in law enforcement.
When you were started and you finished the police academy, you were assigned to patrol officer.
Yes, yeah.
At the bottom of the pile, you might say.
Yes, yep, on midnights, yes.
Okay, and did you receive any backlash or something because you had military training, and also you were a little bit special in the sense that your background was pretty engrossing before you even got there?
I mean, the police academy, they ask you questions, but I really didn't divulge a lot of my past. I mean, they knew I was in the military, and there was other people in the military in the class.
Okay. I'm going to give you a loaded question, but I know you can handle it. Do you think that veterans are, in a sense, a different category, I'll put it that way, than an ordinary person that still is a good citizen, pays their taxes and all, and they believe in America? Do you think that they are any different than a veteran?
What do you mean different from a veteran?
Different in terms of a lot of people, I think, my personal opinion, I feel that if you're a veteran, people put you in a different category. Like, thank you for your service, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm different. I just think that, I just made the decision to join the military. It's not uncommon for people to say, I mean, well, my biggest regret in life is not joining the military. I mean, I just made the decision, and I'm still glad. I'm glad it was one of the best things I ever did in my life to join the military. So it was just a personal decision that I just stuck to my guns. I know my mother didn't want me to join the military, but I mean, I just...
No mothers want anybody to join.
True, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I went to college in her eyes with the hopes that I didn't join the military, and then basically I went right down to the enlistment office after I graduated from college.
Did you serve in any particular branch or section of the police department?
Did I do so, like specialized units?
Yeah, I'll call it that. That's your word of it. I didn't know. Did you serve in a particular branch or section of the police department?
I mean, I was on bike patrol. I was on anti-crime. I was in the firearms unit. I was the XO on the SWAT team. I mean, I held many positions at the Framingham Police Department. I mean, and especially as I excelled and made rank, I mean, I moved to different specialty units.
Well, one that I'm familiar with, where you served, is in the Veterans Court.
Yeah, so I made lieutenant. I mean, yeah, as a lieutenant, I was a traffic safety officer, and then from there, I was a court prosecutor, and I was able to serve on the Veterans Court and also recovery court as part of being a court liaison.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Veterans Court? What is that? Why is Veterans Court termed that way?
Veterans Court is for veterans who made a mistake or just having a rough stretch in their life. So as opposed to a veteran going into the mainstream court, it's a specialty court that the court has a special session on. There's different courts, veterans courts in the Commonwealth, and they have different days. But Framingham was on Mondays. Every single Monday, every single veteran had to show up if they were in the court. And basically from 12 to 1, we met as a team, the judge, the police department, the DA's office, the defense counsel, the clinician, different areas, veteran service officers. We met as a team to discuss each veteran, how they're doing. And then from 1 to about 3 or 4, the veteran had their own session with Judge Fabry, who was a veteran.
Okay. And was it successful?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, when I left, there was about 12 clients. I mean, I thought it was a very successful program. It's great for the veterans.
So instead of going and doing time behind bars, they could voluntarily.
It's like a diversion program, yes. It's like a diversion, program. Yes. Yeah, they totally volunteer. It's like a diversion as opposed to going to prison or going into Main Street courts. You go to a veterans court, which is nice because you're around fellow veterans, and what we saw with the clients that we had, that they would build, some team camaraderie with each other's, and they got to know each other's. And during, when they met on the Mondays, it was like team building. They talked to each other a lot. And it's still going on. I mean, I've been retired, but Veterans Court and Recovery Court is still going on.
Well, I think you might have covered the next question that I'm going to ask you. But the next question is, did you obtain any satisfaction serving in that capacity in the Veterans Court? Did you obtain any satisfaction?
I mean, absolutely. Anytime you can help out a fellow veteran, there's tremendous amount of satisfaction. But it also opened the door for myself to see the area veterans or the area leaders like Judge Fabry, someone like yourself, the VSO in Natick. You just got to meet, people that enjoyed helping veterans. So from there, you could talk or you could network with each other's, and the satisfaction you get is you could build programs and work with each other's on outside stuff, just besides the veterans inside the court.
What are you doing now that you are experiencing more free time? Free time, Bob.
Well,
you're all done with the military, basically. You're all done with the Veterans Court. You're all done with the police department. Now you got a lot of free time. I mean, you're young. What are you, 33, 32 years old, 34?
Yeah, I wish
Yeah.
I was, yes.
You got a lot of free time, right? F-R-E-E, free time?
No free time, no.
What do you mean
Actually,
no free time?
I would say I'm probably as busy, if not more busy now since I retired, because I'm involved. Well, I work part-time for the schools. I do the internal mail, which has been great. I have a great boss over there, Scott Penrod, so he's good to me. So that's a part-time job that keeps me busy. I was elected to the board on the Framingham Housing, so which is a great job. The Framingham Housing does a great job under Paul Landers, and that's a couple days a month. And then I serve as I'm the chairman on the Veterans Council, man, but I don't like to think of myself as a chairman. We're just like a seven-member board that works with each other as a team, and it keeps us quite busy. The Veterans Council is probably the most busy part of my month or day. I mean, we talk all the time. I mean, Nick, we're always coming up with programs, ways to serve Framingham veterans and other veterans all the time.
How long have you been on the Veterans Council right now, since you started? 3 years?
Approximately 3 years.
You got a lot of things done in 3 years.
We've
Teamwork.
We've
You
done a
always
lot.
said
Yes,
teamwork.
we have a good team.
Okay. What do you envision in the future? That's a broad question.
Well, there's a lot of things. It's just it's well, like you said, the word free, but you just got to have the time to. Every time I turn around, there's another event that we're trying to do for the veterans, for the city. But I mean, like I said, I don't envision anything right now besides just doing the most we can for the veterans or holding me events. I mean, my brain's always wired to think and do more stuff. And plus, I have people like yourself and the other 6 members who constantly hit me up with ideas. Or I'm also on the Veterans Council has an email, so I'm constantly getting more ideas or soliciting ideas from people around. So it's not that I don't envision. It's just that there's so much going on. There's always, it's always a packed schedule every single month. It's hard to come up with new stuff. But when we do, we always do it though. Like last month, we did the MIA POW event, and that was a complete success that we did. And that was like really thrown together from an idea I got in an email, but I thought was a very worthy cause.
Well, we're going back to the Housing Authority. You've been on it, what now? You were appointed by Governor Healy.
Yes, I have the state seat from the Governor Healy. And it's not that I know her either. That was just the seat was up from Miss Lambruno, and then someone had to replace it. So I was a lucky, fortunate person there.
When you go on the authority, in a sense, you didn't have that much experience in the authority. So how do you absorb enough so that you could keep on running with the necessary putting things into the conversation or into the meeting? In other words, first time you go there, second time you go there, you're trying to find out how things are going, this and that. How do you do that?
Well, like a good leader is like you go to the first couple of meetings and you just assess what's going on, you listen, you try to find your little niche, how you can help out, things you can do to improve the housing authority. But again, Paul Landers does a great job, but there's always ideas you can improve and make things better, and Paul's really receptive to it. But you actually, when you took that position, it's just not a position. You have to take classes through the state, and I took a bunch of classes, and they teach you about the housing boards and things you can do, things you can't do. So that was a learning curve also.
Going back to the school department, you work part-time there, and I didn't know that, or we didn't know that you worked there. I thought you were just sitting there in the house looking out the window. You had free time. What do you do there in the house? You said something about outgoing or distributing mail or something, postal mail?
No, not postal. I do the internal mail. So I mean, they have internal mail within the school, and I just go to every school a couple times a day, and you just deliver the mail to where it needs to go. Like for example, if the Framingham High School needs a book or a piece of mail delivered to Hemingway School, I'll deliver it. Or a lot of times there's Framingham High School, the athletic department will have a check or money from an event that took place. So I'll take that check and deliver it to the business operations in the headquarters of the Farley building. So it's internal mail. I just deliver it.
And,
It's not that glorifying.
All right, now, we had an overview, then we got into a little bit of specifics. Now we're going to be back in terms of Iraq. What did you do in Iraq? What was your MOS, military operational specialty?
Well, what got me dragged into Iraq is the fact that A, I was in the military, B, I was infantry for my job, and I was Ranger qualified because I had the Ranger tab, and also my drill sergeant badge because when I was over there, our team was in charge of teaching the Iraqi army how to stand up as an army.
Okay. If you had to do it over again, military-wise, would you go to the military?
100%. I have no regrets of joining the military. In the military, I did 22 years. I have nothing but great and fond memories. I mean, the military has provided things that I wouldn't be able to provide otherwise. I mean, just 2 years ago, I got my second master's degree in social work that the VA paid for. So that was something that the military paid for in their programs. It was a major perks. I mean, the military is nothing but, it's like anything else. It is what you make of it, but I've met so many great people and did so many things. Even going for Iraq for a full year, I still talk to my battle buddy from Iraq all the times. I mean, all the time. We still laugh about the things that we said and did over there.
I got to ask you this. Would you join any other branch?
I love the military. Like I said, I'm not one of these guys that badmouth one branch or the other one. I mean, I just had a great experience in the Army, and I was able to do the things that I wanted to do. Like I said, I tried to join the Marines, but it just didn't work out for me. I just never really thought of the Navy and the Air Force and the Coast Guard. And I mean, now that I think about it, those have probably been the better branches because they have better chow halls. They have better barracks in the Army. I probably wouldn't have spent as many years in the field like I did. But I mean, all the branches are great. I mean, they offer so many great things for especially young kids. I mean, highly recommend joining the military if you don't know what you want to do after high school. I mean, a lot of times the high school kids will talk about a bridge year or a gap year. I mean, I'd highly recommend the military because it just offers so many things for you to do.
You took the lightning away from me. I was going to ask you that question. You already answered it. Asking.
You always say we think a lot alike, right, Nick?
Well, in a sense. Are you married?
I am. Yes.
Oh, is she from Boston or Dorchester or Springfield?
So I was going to circle back. Probably the best part of going to the police academy is that's where I met my wife, and she was on joined the Revere Police Department. And it's hard to say exactly where she's from because her father was in the Marines, so she did a lot of traveling and bouncing around. I mean, she was fortunate to live in Italy for a bunch of years. She lived in Lexington, Mass for a bunch of years, and finally, when the father settled down, he was a police lieutenant for Revere, and that's where my wife got on Revere Police Department. That's where I met my wife.
Well, what were you doing in Revere?
What was I doing in Revere?
Yeah.
Well, no, I wasn't in Revere. The police academy was in Norwood, and it was.
I'm 92 next month. I'm a little slow.
So it was a municipal police department. So there was about 20 different police departments within the police academy.
Okay, I understand that.
Framingham had five of us in there, and I believe Revere had 7. And out of the 7, 6 were females.
Okay, that's good.
Who we had a reunion 2 weeks ago, 30th year reunion, Police Academy.
A lot of people showed up?
About half, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And some not there anymore, or some people gone.
Mostly retired, yeah, gone a different way. Not from anything bad, just life sometimes get in the way. But about half of us showed up. It was good to see one.
Would you advise anybody to go into police enforcement? Police
Oh,
enforcement?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, being a police officer is an extension of the military. I mean, it teaches you discipline. Yeah, I mean, I had nothing but a great experience at Framingham Police Department. Framingham Police Department's a great police department. Chief Baker's in now. They offer so much for people. Yeah, I get no complaints about joining the police department or the Framingham Police Department's a great police department to join, absolutely.
Do you have any children?
I do. I have a daughter who just got married last weekend, and a son who's on the Framingham Police Department. And he's been on for approximately 3 years.
What's his name?
Robbie Downing.
Robert Jr.?
Yeah. Well, he's not a junior. He has his grandfather's middle name, Bernard.
Bernard.
Yes.
Robert Bernard?
Yes.
Oh, okay. How about your daughter? What was her maiden name or whatever?
Nagel's her new last name.
Nagel?
Yes.
What's her first name?
Casey.
Casey.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to enjoy me talking about them.
Casey.
Kaycie.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let me say this. You act like a police officer. You're not even retired, but you weigh everything you say.
Well, because sometimes I know the consequences, because I know my son doesn't like me, or he doesn't like telling people he's a police officer. He just yelled at my wife the other day, so.
Well, then why didn't you turn around and tell me that beforehand? You could have said, well, I don't want to discuss that, but I do have a son.
Well, because I have a pretty good idea where you're going with your questions.
You do have a pretty good idea,
yeah, it's
huh?
supposed to be an interview, not an interrogation.
Well, that may be true, but an interview is really an interrogation. I have to ask you questions, and I have to say how you feel about this and feel about that, this and that. You know that.
I mean, I've been here my whole life. Most people know that. And just walk in here, just speaking to Corey, who works for you. He knows my son. He picked up on the name, so he knew right away.
Well, that may be true. A lot of people know a lot of people in the background. But once they get into a all-encompassing type of thing like here, or recording, they learn a lot of things about that particular person. You know how many people really know all the little things about you that you just said here?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm sure you don't, because I didn't know any things like that about you in many respects. Now, let's get back. You want to get into fisticuffs with me, too?
No, sir.
Okay, now listen.
You have a personal trainer.
That's true. That's why I'm walking around here half broken. He just worked me over this morning. Now, you can handle it.
Another tough question.
What do you love most about your community, and how has it shaped your life?
How would I love?
I'll say the question again, so that gives you a chance to think about it. What do you love most about your community, and how has it shaped your life?
Well, I mean, I've been fortunate because I've been in Framingham my whole life, and I was able to join the Framingham Police Department. I've been able to network a lot. So, what I love about Framingham is there's so many things that you can do, and through my connections, you can network. So if you always have an idea, like people in the city knew I wanted to help out veterans, so I was kind of picked to help out veterans. So I do love helping other community members, but I also enjoy helping out veterans or anyone in real need for help. Because like I said, I just about 2.5 years ago, I got my second master's in social work. So I always enjoyed helping people out in need, if I can. And a big extension with that is I do, which you're probably going to end up asking, but this year is our 30th annual Turkey Classic Road Race by myself with Tim Campion.
I forgot all about that. Excuse me for interrupting you.
Tim and I have been able to help out people in the community from the road race, which is it's been a great asset.
Be careful.
Help people.
Be careful, because now when I slide over and you get real comfortable in the chair, I'm going to turn around and expand that now. Tell me about that. Tell me about the Thanksgiving 5 mile or whatever.
So it's one of the best kept secrets in Framingham.
Yeah, kept secret. It's not being a kept secret in Framingham now. 'Cause
Well,
you're-
it's again, it's our 30th. This year will be a 30th year. Tim Campion, who is a current firefighter, and myself, do the road race. It's a 5K. We've been doing it every single Thanksgiving at 8 a.m. start, and the race is over by 10. So it's a huge community event, and I again stress community event because everyone in the city knows about it, and it's generally the same 1,000 runners of it. We see each other's all the time, and it's a big family event. We have the same families. We have kids. We get people that come back from Europe, all around the world, that come back and do this race, and it's just a tremendous race that we do every single year, Tim and I.
Can you mention who your partner is in this endeavor?
My partner's
Yeah.
Tim Campion.
Yeah, there you go. What does Tim Campion do?
he's an active firefighter right now.
An active firefighter?
Yes,
And somebody told me he was a registered nurse, an RN.
he is. He does that part time.
Okay, you do a very good situation with him and through the years.
Yeah, we talk all the time. We talk today. Tim and I talk all the time.
Do you think we can get him to sit in the chair?
I'm sure he would love it.
Oh, you and I both put him on notice. We're both connivers. I can hear him say, "Wow, wow, wow."
He'd
Now-
do it. He'd do it for you, Nick.
Well, thank you. But anyway, this is a fundraiser.
Well, yeah. I mean, we raise money for local charities. Yes, and we try to give back to the veterans community as best we can, and some food shelters in the area. Yes.
I found that every time you do something that's worthwhile, and you repeat it, say annually, second year, third year, fourth year, but eventually Father Time takes hold, and you stay back and say to yourself, I'm not going to be able to do this forever. So what I'm leading is, you and Tim Campion won't be here forever either.
Yeah, but I mean, Tim, I've tried. Yeah, Tim refuses to let the race. Tim loves. I love the race, but Tim really, really loves the race. Like
Wait a minute. I
Tim
don't-
wants to keep it between you and I. I know where you're going with this, but
You don't know where I'm going.
there's
with
nothing foreseeable to give the race up. I'm sure family might probably take the race over, but Tim really, really loves being part of this race.
Again, we go back. Both of you, do you ever think of who could be possibly take over the thing and have the same compassion? Don't forget, that's a word I'm using, very strong. You have to have compassion to do something, especially something that's difficult, but it's worth it for the community, for society. You have to have passion. Now, who do you think? You can't say it off the top of your head, but if you think of, you got something going good there.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really talked about it because Tim and I are still pretty young.
You're going to talk about it because I just brought it up.
I know, but like I said, there's no plans in the future to give the race up because, like I said, Tim and I are really passionate about it. I mean, eventually you will think about your legacy. I mean, hopefully someday I reach your age, Nick, and I'm not. I guess if I turn 92, we're going to really have to think it out. But right now, we're not at the age that we really, because I mean, Tim has his certain things he does for this race, and I have my certain things, and the race just runs smooth. We start talking 2 months out, like where I have. I mean, every year we like to add things. This year for the road race, we have a store, so on the application there's a QR code for a store so you can purchase things because everyone always wants Turkey Classic gear. I mean, we got 2 different sweatshirts. We have a cotton sweatshirt, and we have a like an Under Armour type of sweatshirt. We have winter hats. We have a winter band. We have coffee mugs. So this year we added something to the race that I think is going to add a lot. There's an online store, but the key with the online store, if you want your stuff for Thanksgiving, you have to order it before November 1st.
Very, very interesting. It's fascinating. I think you'll agree with me. It's fascinating to you start with an idea, and the different ideas come out of that particular idea, the original one.
Well, yeah, I mean, originally when-
T-shirts and mugs and this and that and all that.
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking to improve things. Like, I mean, originally the race was the first year was over in Saxonville, the old McCullough Library, and it was outside. And then when Tim and I got together, we had the idea of moving the race inside, and that was one of our better moves. So now we have the race at City Hall, which is nice because it's always cold on Thanksgiving. So that was a great idea to move the race inside at Nevins Hall, and thank you for the city because they've been very kind to us, letting us rent it. And then another great idea we've had is we have pre-race registration the day before Thanksgiving at the Framingham Elks. And again, thank you to the Framingham Elks, so they're kind enough to let us rent the Elks upstairs, and people come and get their number. So we probably get rid of 75% of numbers the day before Thanksgiving. So when people show up the Thanksgiving race, they can just run the race with the number. So we're always constantly looking to be better and to evolve. I mean, we're always looking for ideas. I mean, there's so many ideas out there, and so many. Tim still runs a lot of races. I run a lot of races. So if we see things, we always look to improve it, because we do want to make it better for everyone, to include Tim and I and the customer, per se, the runner.
You get from all over the state.
They come from everywhere, all around New England. Again, what makes this race a big success is Thanksgiving. So people who are originally from Framingham, they come home from everywhere. Like I said, some reason why last year I noticed a lot of people coming home from London and Europe, and they come back home to see their family. So they come from all around the world to come back. So if your family lives in Framingham, they come back to see their family, and they run this race. One of the best kept secrets, like I said, it's a huge success. And this year, a lot of so recently I've been able to get my 501c. It took almost 2 years to get that. So it's a private foundation that's going to go to veterans, and so Tim and I got it for the race. So a lot of money is going to be shifted to the 501c, so we can give to the veterans and local charities.
Not only that,
it's called Veterans Soar. Veterans Soar is the name of the 501c.
How do you spell that second?
SOAR, SOAR.
Oh, okay. All right.
And you and I have already discussed many ideas that we have, but it just took a long time for the federal government to get this going. But your brain's already working, because I can see you looking at me. So we have a lot of ideas for coming up.
I guess I'm going to ask you this, and it's going to be hard for you to, not difficult, because I think there's going to be 3 or 4 persons that will come to your mind when I ask you this. But I'd like to put you in a hot seat, but you can handle it. If you couldn't handle it, I wouldn't even bother you, because I wouldn't be able to handle a question. But the question is this: who has been the biggest influence on your life? What lessons did that person or those people teach you? Okay, what lessons did that person, biggest influence on your life, or as a group, those people teach you? Is it a group or a person?
Well, there's many. I mean, obviously, being in the military, taught me a lot about self-discipline. I really got to know myself when you're out in the field. So I really, in Ranger School, I really learned how to push myself beyond any limits I could think of. I mean, I've done the marathon 13 times, Boston, and that taught me how to really push myself. I mean, I've always been a very disciplined person. My parents raised me, obviously. And then obviously a great influence in my life was my wife, because like I said, she's probably the best thing that ever happened to me. She's kept me on the straight and narrow, and her dad's a Marine, so I've been able to seek advice from him. I mean, it's hard to say one person, because as a leader, you like to gather information, and you assess the information and try to find what best course of action to take. So, I mean, I try to seek out good people in the community and someone I respect, and I take what the feedback that they give me, and I try to assess it, and from there I try to come up with the one best solution. So, I mean, there's been so many things to the military, and again, my wife, and the police department. I mean, the police department sent to me so many schools that I've learned so much in the military schools. I mean, so I guess it's as much as you'd like to say this one person had the most influence on my life, it's been so many different factors. It's been like you're like a sponge. You just go through life, and you just try to take much information, and then you try to apply it best for each scenario.
How would you like to be remembered?
How would I like to be remembered?
If your name came up and you weren't here anymore, How would you like to be remembered?
You know, someone who's caring, who always gave back to the community, who was willing to go the extra yard to help somebody out if somebody was in need. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of like a loaded question because
It certainly is.
you don't like to think about the end, but I mean, like
You
I
have
said,
to.
you just want to kind of, you know, do the best you can for other people. I mean, again, that's a loaded question. I mean, just caring about other people and trying to give back as best as you can.
Very good. That's what our Creator said that too.
Yes.
Be nice to your neighbor as well as just you yourself. Well, it was nice talking to you today. It was great. We learned a lot about you. That
Yes.
you feel that everybody else already knew about it. That's not right, and that's not correct. But I got to tell you this before we say goodbye on this camera. When we first walked in, those flowers were kind of dwindling and dropped down, and they were like, you know, half dead, so to speak. And talking to you and all that, look at them. They just went, shh, here I am.
Sprung up.
Yeah, and it wasn't me.
I'm looking for the blue flowers though.
Well, when you come back next time with Tim Campion, then we'll turn around and have blue flowers.
Well, Tim's gonna have to be in the hot seat himself. Tim doesn't need me.
We're going to get Tim Campion on. You
Yeah.
think you can help me with it?
Tim's a great guy, absolutely.
I'd love to talk to you about firefighting, how long you've been on the force, and some of the RN experiences.
I mean, Tim does a ton of. Tim likes to be under the radar, but Tim does a lot of things for the community. Tim does a great job for the city of Framingham and the town of Ashland. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been a
Okay.
pleasure.
That's all for now. Goodbye until the next time to Veterans Corner TV. Bye-bye.